Aloha. So I want to talk all about water tonight. And when it comes down to, having a sustainable homestead, living off grid, water is one of probably, maybe arguably the most important thing you need on your homestead in order to actually be there on your homestead and be, as self-contained and sustainable as possible. Without water, you can't really do much. Let's talk about different water sources that you might have on your homestead. Most people living off grid and homesteading are probably not on a municipal source like the county and state water lines that might flow into your house, but a lot of people probably are also. Municipal water, while it's readily available and coming through the pipe, it's not fit for drinking at all. It's full of chlorine, which is incredibly toxic for the body, and yeah, it kills everything, all the harmful pathogens that might be in there, but in and of itself, it's toxic. So yeah, you definitely don't want to drink that. And then depending upon what area you're in, there might also be fluoride in it, and then also a whole host of other toxic chemicals and different pollutants that can still remain in the tap water. There's municipal water. There is catchment water, which is what I am on. I'm on a rain catchment system here on my farm in Hawaii. So that's really pretty good water. I mean, depending what part of the world you're in, like here on the island, it's really pretty clean. I mean, we're way out in the middle of the ocean, so the water falling from the clouds, it's as clean as it's going to get as far as rain goes. But it's stored in a large catchment tank. Here on my farm, I've got a 10,000 gallon tank, and it just sits there, right? And especially in the tropics, it can get all kinds of biological contaminants in it that can get you really sick. Particularly in the tropics, but really anywhere, harmful bacteria can grow in there, and organisms, amoebas and that kind of thing. So you definitely can't just drink that straight. Then there is well water, right? Probably a lot of people living in homesteads and off-grid situations do have wells. That's a pretty common one for off-grid living. Well water's typically pretty good. It's quite variable also, depending upon what's coming out of the ground, what's in the ground. Some well waters has too much minerals in it. Some well waters has it's either too soft or too hard, or some well water is just right. But well water is pretty good, but it gets better. And I'll get to that in a little while. And then there's spring water. And if you're lucky enough to be drinking from a fresh spring, you're blessed. And yeah, I had the opportunity for about 10 years on my former homestead on a property in Northern California, up in the mountains near Mount Shasta. I was drinking spring water, which was amazing. It came through, we had a spring tapped way up on the mountain. It came down through a pipe and into a tank and then down another hill, and I had spring water on tap, and it was awesome. Most people don't have that, and even spring water there's some things you can do even better than spring water, and I'll get to that too. But yeah, I just wanted to welcome you guys here, and thanks so much for tuning in and watching. I'd love to hear where in the world you're tuning in from. So yeah, feel free to drop in the comments and say hello. If we haven't met yet, my name is Eric D. Oliver, and I'm here on my farmstead, my off-grid homestead on the Big Island of Hawaii. I want to talk about alkalized, ionized water, which scientifically is electrolyzed reduced water, and what the benefits are and why you would want to drink ionized or electrolyzed reduced water, and why it's better than other waters for your body to be drinking that. So I have this machine here, and what this does is it produces electrolyzed reduced water, and this is actually a certified medical grade device, which was certified in Japan, which is one of the most rigorous places to get a medical device certified. It's a 12-year process that it has to go through to get that certification. So yeah, I'm gonna turn it on and show you what this thing can do. So yeah, as you can see, it's got this lovely touch screen here with a variety of different options. So I have it set to the 9.5 pH, and that's really good to drink. So 9.5 pH, that's pretty well alkalized. And you can see it looks kind of cloudy. Those are hydrogen bubbles, hydrogen gas bubbles. And what that is it's a super powerful antioxidant. 1 cup of this water is equal to 1.5 liters of fresh blueberries and antioxidants. And you could, drink any other water and it's not going to have that effect. Most water is oxidizing to your body, which is the opposite of an antioxidant, right? It causes oxidative stress. What antioxidants do to your body is it goes through your system and basically attacks all the free radicals and pathogens that are in your body and cleanses them out safely so that you don't get sick and that kind of thing. Yeah, super powerful stuff. Yeah, and to give you an idea of the alkalinity of this, I'll show you the little pH test so you can see for yourself what's coming out of it. Yeah, so how this works is the water goes up through, through the plumbing. You just turn on the sink and it goes through a primary filter in here. This is like a carbon filter, and that cleanses out any chlorine, all the chlorine that's in the water. Here I'm on rain catchment, so I don't have to worry about chlorine. It just basically cleans it out. So yeah, here's some water out the top, and as you can see, that is turning dark purple, indicating a high alkalinity. And likewise, the water out the bottom hose, which is the acidic wastewater, which I'm collecting in a bottle in the sink to feed the plants. So we're kind of in drought right now. But you can see it turns yellow. It's acidic. And how that works is the water goes first through the filter, the primary filter that I just showed you, and then behind here there's a series of 8 titanium plates that are plated in medical grade platinum, which is the purest form of platinum there is. And these plates are, they carry an electrical charge, right? And what that does is, oh, here's my cat. She loves it. She's like all about the Kangen water. So, sometimes she comes up here and meows at me, wanting me to turn it on. But so, yeah, the plates are charged with they carry an electrical charge, right? And what that does is it polarizes the ions of the water, and it basically splits them in 2 parts. The alkalized water that comes out the top and the acidic water that comes out the bottom hose. And how that's achieved is it's through a process. It's like it restructures the water molecules completely. What's happening in there is, okay, so water molecule it's an oxygen molecule with 2 hydrogen molecules attached to it, right? Through the electrolysis process, it's shearing off one of the, and sometimes both, but most commonly one of the hydrogen molecules. So there's a bunch of hydrogen molecules floating around, and they bond together, forming molecular hydrogen. And that's what the cloudy bubbles you saw in that glass were, the molecular hydrogen, and forming the, that strong antioxidant. But yeah, so it's splitting it in two, and the acidic water comes out the bottom hose, and the alkalized water comes out the top hose. So the molecules where the oxygen molecule, and that has just one, hydrogen atom attached to it, or those are the alkalized, where the free floating hydrogen atoms are acidic and come out the bottom hose, right? So that's basically how that works. So yeah, these machines don't just create alkalized water. There's a whole range of pHs that they produce, which is really awesome. So it goes all the way from 2.5 pH, which is really strong acidic water, and you don't want to drink that. But it's very useful for a lot of things, and that comes out the bottom hose. And I'm just filling a little bottle with this here, and there's a lot of different things you can do with it. What's happening when you're running the 2.5 water is it's drawing from this little drawer in the bottom here, which contains, it's basically pharmaceutical grade saline solution. It's like pharmaceutical grade salt water is all it is. It's super pure salt water. And what that does is it just draws a little stream of that salt water up into the ionizing compartment here while it's producing the ionized water. And having the presence of the salt in there creates hypochlorous acid, which is, it smells like bleach. It's not bleach, it's just naturally forming from the salt. And it has a very strong antimicrobial effect, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. You can use it for so many things. I mean, yeah, so you can use it for hand wash, and it kills, everything you need to worry about on your hands. I use it to clean surfaces. Sometimes I'll fill a whole bowl of it and dump it on the floor and mop my whole house with it, and it leaves it way cleaner than anything else I've used. And yeah, here in the jungle, that's excellent because it gets kind of moldy and just like critters, leaving messes around and that kind of thing. And oh yeah, another thing I use it for all the time, like daily, is for dental hygiene. It's really good. It's antibacterial and that kind of thing. So you can swish with it. Normally I would do that for much longer, but just for demonstration's sake, so you don't have to sit there and watch me swish for 5 minutes. But you always want to clear that out of your mouth with a higher pH water afterwards. You don't want to leave the 2.5 in your mouth. It's too acidic. It'll, damage the enamel on your teeth and that kind of thing. So yeah, just swish it out with the 9.5. So yeah, there's that. And then there's the whole range in between 2.5 and 11.5. So yeah, it always cleans goes through a short automatic cleaning cycle after you run the 2.5. And that's just to protect the machine, because the internal plates, they'll get a little bit of mineral residue on them from running the extra minerals through there, and that just reverses the flow of ions through it, or reverses the ionic charge temporarily while it's cleaning, and it just cleans the plates off, which is a great feature. yeah, so then there's the 6.0, which is the beauty water, they call it. And what that is good for is like washing your face, washing your body, your hair. It's basically set to match the natural pH of your skin. So it feels great. I totally notice a difference when I, wash my face with this stuff as opposed to other waters. It's yeah, it leaves your pores nice and tight, and it's, yeah, really great stuff. Yeah, and then after that there's the 7.0, which is neutral water, and that's just basically neutral water. It's not alkaline or acidic, and that's good for like if you were to take medication or that kind of thing, or making baby formula and you just don't want it too alkalized or anything like that. And then there's 8.5, 9.0, and 9.5, and those are all on the alkalized side. And when I started drinking this water, I went straight for the 9.5, and that's what I drink every day. Some people want to start off at 8.5 and work their way up, or just stay at a 8.5 or 9. Some people experience like detox symptoms when they start drinking this water, because it's so powerful with all the antioxidants and everything that it's like clearing toxins from their body, and yeah, experience some uncomfortable detox symptoms. I never experienced that, so I stick right with the 9.5, and yeah, love it. But yeah, so those are like some of the main benefits, is that the alkalinity of it, but even more so than the alkalinity is the antioxidant power that this water has. It's like really unsurpassed by nothing. Yeah, it's incredible stuff. But yeah, drop in the comments, if you're interested to learn more about these amazing machines and what they can do, and yeah, there's so much to learn. There's a lot of really interesting science behind them and that kind of thing. But yeah, feel free to drop in the comments and ask away. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now, and thanks for watching, you guys. All right, stay hydrated. Aloha.